He's the EastEnders star who's halfway up the aisle, but will he actually say "I do"? Albert Square's Callum, that's actor Tony Clay, will be telling us why Whitney won't be needing her something blue. Now, we all know that soap weddings rarely go to plan, but next week's wedding in Wolford is expected to be more explosive than most. Whitney and her beloved Callum, halfway, highway, are preparing to tie the knot. So the question is, will his affair with Ben threaten their happy ever after?
This and her are two completely different things. Whitney means the world to me, and right now that is all that matters. This, whatever's happened before, it is over. Because I ain't like you, Ben. And right now I've got a stag do to go to.
You missed coward. You say you love her, right? She means the world to you. If that's true, how are you going to stand there tomorrow and marry her on a lie?
Oh, Tony Clay, who plays Halfway, is here now. What is happening for Halfway?
It's all going on. It's absolutely all going on. So we've got all sorts. We've got stags. We've got a wedding. We've got,
so the stag and hen party's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes.
That's tomorrow night. But of course, next week it's all about the build-up to the wedding.
It's all about that. Yeah.
So will he make it up the aisle? Will Whitney make it up the aisle? Will the entire congregation survive it?
Listen.
Because apparently someone might lose their life at the end of this wedding. I mean, I can't make this up.
I couldn't possibly say. But next week is all the sort of build-up. It's really it's a lot of drama, as you'd expect. It's an EastEnders wedding. It's really... Yeah, there's a lot going on. We see a lot of Callum sort of struggling with what's going on. It's all sort of coming to the fore. I think it's something that he sort of thought, I can push this away and we'll be okay, and then now the big day is we're getting there and we'll start to see that unravel throughout this week.
And I know how cautious you're trying to be there to not give anything away.
Not trying to give anything away, yeah.
But we see little moments where we know that there's doubt, certainly for Whitney and various friends and everything else. The love letters from Chris, of course, which were discovered. So there's lots happening there. So we know this is not going to be plain sailing, clearly.
Of course, I don't think it ever will be. But that's the excitement as well, And that's, I think, for the viewers, I think this week and next week, there's so much that goes on. And it's so... I've seen the episodes and they're really, really great. I'm not just picking that up, but but it's really, really special and lovely to be a part of as well.
No, of course. I mean, you've had such an impact in EastEnders. I mean, your first episode involved shooting Danny Dyer, didn't it? So, I mean, it doesn't get much more intense than that.
That's sort of one way to come in. But I think, that was such a mad day. I remember showing up and being like, hello, everyone, like Steve McFadden and Danny Walters and Danny Dyer. And now it's like, right. And then shut the van and now open the van and shoot Danny Dyer, and I was like, brilliant. So that's
welcome to the
welcome
soap.
to EastEnders. But it was a lovely way, and from day one, everyone's really sort of looked out for me, and we all really get on, and it's so lovely. It's a really lovely place to work.
Yeah.
Really
well,
is.
we know that Kate Oates, who's the big boss now on EastEnders. I mean, the original plan was never this storyline for Callum. It was potentially for you and Whitney to get married and kind of live happily ever after.
Of course, yeah.
But obviously, your character, I think, has really grasped imagination from the fans, and you've been very well accepted, and they wanted just something a bit grittier, I guess.
Yeah, I think so, and I think, that the bosses and everyone are always looking at what the fans say and their input and stuff like that, and it's really important. But I think when I had that chat with Kate, it was just that there was more to it. There was layers to this character, and I think that the sexuality aspect really sort of it clicked. And the minute she said about it, I was like, of course it does. It's a boy that comes from a fairly broken home. Has had a dad that's constantly put him down. He's never really fit anywhere, and being in the army and everything else, he's always sort of thought, where's my place? Where's my place? And now he's sort of got to an age where he's starting to come to terms with who he actually is. Yeah. And, that idea of being like, I've got to get married, I've got to have a kid, and et cetera, et cetera. It's actually about being true to himself and happy with who he is.
Yeah, and it's a big storyline for you to take on, I suppose. You felt a certain pressure to play it the right way.
Massively, yeah. I think, and a responsibility as well, And I think it's, when you're given a storyline like that, you want to handle it with care and you want to, represent the people in the right way, and I hope that I'm doing that, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, you and Max Bowden are very good friends, actually, in real life, so I suppose that makes it slightly easier, doesn't it? Because it's very intense scenes together.
Of course, yeah, and long days, and you're sort of working with each other, quite a bit. You're on top of each other a lot of the time, and it's that can make an impact, and if you don't get on, that could, sort of
Yeah.
jar things, but we really do, and I love working with Max. He's such a talented actor and a giving actor, and it's really nice. And I think, yeah, there's a lovely chemistry there, and yeah, I'm really happy.
And you talk about beard rash. I find that great.
Yeah, well, that
yeah, you know.
naturally, you know, we've both got a little bit of stubble going on, so just lots of moisturiser and makeup. So.
Yeah.